This was the first serial killer I personally interviewed. I felt very uneasy. He took a lot of pride in thinking he was in control of the profiler.
Good evening. Tonight, we're diving into one of the most disturbing criminal cases in recent history. Yoo Young-cho, a serial killer whose actions shocked South Korea, revealed chilling insights into the darkest corners of human psychology. Tonight, we're joined by Dr. Kim, a criminal psychologist who has analyzed cases like yours. Dr. Kim, thank you for being here.
Thank you, Haley. I hope this conversation will shed some light on the motives behind such shocking crimes.
Dr. Kim, in your experience, what makes Yoo Young-cho capable of such acts?
Well, Yu is a classic case of antisocial personality disorder, commonly known as ASPD. He exhibits behaviors like complete lack of empathy, a deep hatred for society, and a need to have a lot of control on people. We also see signs of narcissistic traits, such as entitlement and grandiosity, and a sense of superiority. He believes his actions were morally justified, which is disturbing.
And this is something that begins in early life?
Often, yes. Many serial killers share histories of childhood trauma, neglect, or abuse which you likely experienced in some form. While not everyone with a difficult past becomes violent, a combination of genetics, trauma, and personality traits can foster this darkness.
Thank you, Dr. Kim. Now we're going to hear directly from Yu's ex-wife. Her perspective will help us understand his behavior more deeply. Welcome back. Now we'll be talking to Mrs. Yu. Mrs. Yu, thank you for speaking with us today. Can you tell us a bit about your experience with Yu? How would you describe him?
He could be charming, kind even. Only when he wanted to though. There was always this feeling like something was missing.
Did he ever talk to you about his feelings towards others?
Sometimes he said things like, the rich don't understand real struggles. He had this hatred, like he thought they deserve whatever he wanted to do to them. It scared me. But he shrugged it off like it was normal. Thank you. Later I learned he started focusing on other groups too. He called it cleaning up the streets.
And with you and your son? Was he able to show love or empathy?
I hope he would, but no. He was distant, even with our child. Sometimes he'd act like we're just part of his life plan. I wanted him to be a good father, but looking back, it was like he couldn't really see us as people. We were just objects to him.
Did he ever express regret or guilt for how he treated you?
Never. He didn't think he was doing anything wrong.
Hearing her speak, it's clear how chilling his indifference was. Dr. Kim, what can we deduce from Yu's treatment for his family?
Well, according to my notes, his detachment is a common characteristic of severe ASPD, where people are emotionally disconnected from those around them. People with this disorder often view their families as mere extensions without any certain value. This made it easy for Yu to justify his actions, even with people close to him.
I agree. And what about his contempt towards the wealthy? Can we analyze his idea of justified retribution?
Well, if we view it from a psychological point, certainly. Yu's resentment of wealthy individuals gave him a twisted moral reason to commit violence. He wasn't simply committing murders. In his mind, he was punishing people he deemed unworthy. Serial killers like Yu often rationalize their actions by believing they're delivering justice, no matter how warped that justice may be.
And his feelings towards sex workers? Why target them?
To him, sex workers represented what he saw as moral decay. Many killers with narcissistic traits view certain groups as inferior, almost subhuman.
After all this time, Do you feel any sense of relief?
It's complicated. On one hand, I'm relieved he's not out there hurting others. But I also feel like I should have seen it sooner. I tried to ignore the red flags. I did. Thinking it would change, that it'd be better. I was wrong.
Dr. Kim, his complete detachment from his family is shocking. Is this type of emotional detachment common among killers like you?
Yes, it is. Individuals with ASPD are skilled at separating their emotions from their actions, allowing them to commit acts that would haunt most people. For someone like you, family ties meant nothing, which made it possible to rationalize his choices without guilt.
But are there any warning signs that we could identify people like you?
Based on my research, people with ASPD often display aggressive behaviors. They do it really early on, and they have like a high disregard for other people's rights, and they like to do manipulation and cruelty to them. Unfortunately, these traits are kind of difficult to connect directly to future violence, but as a society, we need to become better at noticing and addressing these signs, especially if childhood trauma is involved. While not every person with ASPD becomes violent, certain patterns may elevate risk.
Thank you, Dr. Kim, for shedding light on this dark topic. I hope your viewers get a deeper understanding of what drives people like you and the importance of early intervention.
Thank you for having me. I hope this encourages people to recognize signs and seek help to either help themselves or help people around them.
Thank you.